Oh my God, guess what? I'm Spider-Man, I'm a tarantula, I'm in your goddamn pantaloons. You didn't expect that? Oh no, watch your urethra, watch your cloacas. I don't care if you're a bird, you're a bat, you're a Superman. I'm gonna get inside you. Woo, it's the naked boy. I done put a spoiler on my turd cutter. I am going to be aerodynamic. Face facts, we're back. Helltown Rage you.
Hello.
Howdy, partners.
Introduce yourselves.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Kenworthy. I am a narcissist, and that's why I do the show. Just kidding. I like to come here and hang out with my friends and make new friends, get to know better stuff about my new friends. And also, I'm enjoying this this show brought to you today by The Demon, 10,000 milligrams of THCA. I ate, so there's 10 of these things. I have eaten a half of one, so we're at approximately 500 milligrams. We're going to see what happens in an hour, and then see if we need to turn up or if I need to.
I'm going to propose something.
What's up?
Every time a bell gets rung, you have to eat another one.
Okay. Oh, my God.
He's gonna be like,
Oh, no.
Oh, you did it to you.
It's self-inflicted. Oh, man. Speaking of self-inflicted.
Oh, hello. I am Lita. I like to do some art stuff and also like to hang out with my friends and meet new friends and sometimes walk in cemeteries. And I only sacrifice some of my boyfriends, not all of them. I'm a nice person. Like, yeah. I think I'm a nice person. Anyway, that's it about me.
I heard last week you like to slap people.
Yeah, I'm very good at it. I could be in one of those like slap competitions. I can slap
Man.
the fuck. Like,
Power slap.
you
Those-
think
oh
these
my
arms
God.
look noodly, but let me tell you.
Yeah, well, it's all about leverage,
Like,
really.
look at that.
Right.
Look
It
at
does-
see right here. It's all about here.
Yeah.
Back. Yep. I can fuck someone up. Oh, show.
Good thing there's a table in the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Introduce yourselves.
Yes.
Our guests.
Hello, I'm Karen. I am one half of Main Street Geek and Front Royal, and we bring happiness to Main Street. We try, anyway.
I probably had a couple of customers I'd like to slap.
Wow.
Do you guys have like a comic book nerd guy that comes in? He's like, "Excuse me, I need to tell you about where you're wrong and I'm right about everything."
Every day.
That's every
No.
comic book
Yeah,
creator.
yeah. I mean, I've had little kids come in and try and correct our Lego display, and I'm like, all right.
You want to leave here with all 10 digits, kid?
Just leave your wallet. I'll get you what
Yeah.
you need.
Go Anakin on him.
Yeah.
Just take all the younglings out.
Yeah, they had it coming anyway.
I killed
So.
them all.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes me the other half of the Main Street Geek. My
Yeah.
name's Charles, and I like seeing people leave with joy on their face and
Yeah.
a bag full of stuff. Comics, toys, whatever.
Yep.
I do it once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
I
Yeah.
come in, it's fine.
No, and by the way, if anybody has any RoboCop stuff they want to get rid of,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kenworthy.
We have a victim.
Yep.
Yeah, it's me.
You just go there and just scope out and buy all the robot. You're like, yeah, that's mine now. That's mine.
That's I
Right.
usually if I go out of town, I will go to comic book stores and ask them about the RoboCop stuff they have. And they'll be like, yeah, have at it. Like I was in Rehoboth Beach last year, and I went to the comic book store there and I cleaned them out of all the RoboCop stuff. I got some cool stuff. Got some
Nice.
cool books. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
talk about it. It's somebody that needs a comic book. Hasn't had one in a while.
Right. Well, I think that there's gonna be there was a small resurgence of RoboCop like a few years ago when they were going to do RoboCop Returns, which was going to be they were just going to take the storyline from the end of the first RoboCop and then just start from there and just pretend like 2 and 3 and all the bastardization TV shows never happened. And then Neil Blomkamp was going to be the director for that, and he pulled out hilariously because of a KFC commercial. And so RoboCop Peter Weller as RoboCop was the colonel. You remember when they were doing the thing where they're having the guest colonels? Like,
I remember that.
Yeah, RoboCop. Peter Weller as RoboCop was one of the colonels, and so Neil Blomkamp got upset and he said, "I was going to try to I was trying to introduce this character to a new generation as his badass, cop, and now he's just a joke, and so I'm out." And he pulled out of the project, which is really a bummer because I thought he would have done a really cool, like darker, more gritty, less comic-y rendition. But yep,
that's a shame.
Yeah, there's actually a really cool documentary called RoboDoc, and it took that in itself is like a whole dramatic story of how they got that together. But it's a really cool documentary about the production and such of RoboCop and RoboCop 2. So
I just learned something.
Wow.
Oh man,
Thank you.
It's a fascinating series,
Yeah.
But we can deep dive in that later. I want to talk to you guys. So, how long has Main Street Geek been around?
Well, the store itself, we're getting ready to hit our 3-year anniversary.
All right.
November.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
We as
Gotta eat another one.
Oh, a bell.
damn.
He's gonna be like sleeping like in fetal position by the end of the show. Like,
And we will take all kinds of pictures.
I did eat 900 milligrams at Shannon and Chris's party.
I may or may not draw a dick on your forehead.
Oh,
if you
man.
pass out,
Oh,
just-
dude.
just so that you know. But it'll be like a realistic one.
You should-
Non-circumcised, please.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I want an anteater right there. I'm smacking in the middle of my forehead.
You shouldn't use that party as a prerequisite for being like, these edibles were good, because I saw somebody like talking to demons.
Yep. Wow. Yes, we had a homie there. He will remain nameless. And yes, he ate a part of one, and he was speaking in tongues, and there was a small exorcism that
I'm
happened.
so glad I passed. And they're like, "You want one?" I'm like,
Yeah, Chris ate that one.
Nah.
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Because the dude gave you one, and then you
Yeah.
were like, I don't know if I want to eat that.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. You're a stranger. I don't
Yeah.
take candy from strangers.
I mean, I do. How else are you gonna get fucked up for free, dude? Come on, man. Everybody knows that's a great
Well.
deal. Hey, listen, man. You might get digitally penetrated, but you got a free
Hard
drug.
pass.
You got a free drug. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So Main Street Geek's been 3 years.
Yep.
So how did it start? I mean, well, first of all, how long have y'all been together?
Oh, whoa.
That's a story in itself. right
Well, we are coming up on our 15th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
in a
Congratulations.
couple weeks. Thank you. Just looking for a reason to
he
ring the
just wants
bell.
to, like,
Yeah.
there. Is this
instead of
all
like Cookie Monster in a minute. Like,
Is it number based? Do I just throw out numbers and you'll just start ringing the
Whatever.
bell?
That's it.
It's a
man.
milestone.
It's triggering me right now.
But yeah, been known each other for
Since at
almost
least
20
'97.
something like that. And we
That's older
worked
than some of
together.
your listeners right there.
We used to work in television news, actually.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
WESH.
Yeah, in Orlando, Florida.
All right.
cool.
And we ended up in North Carolina. Long story. And
Oh, spent
Didn't-
15 years there, didn't we?
we did. And we didn't want to go back to TV. It just, why? So Charles decided to kind of explore his hobby of collecting toys and see, well, what could we do? Could we make a business out of it? And we did.
Yeah, that's kind of how it been. We had another business. We had inherited a vending company
Cool.
Mhm.
from my father after he passed away,
Yeah.
and I found out very quickly I don't like dealing with people's dirty money.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, vending.
You finding like ass dollars? What's going on?
Well, so a lot of the locations they used, they were places where people worked, their hands got dirty, like those ready mix facilities that do
Mhm.
concrete
Yeah.
and stuff. And these guys are putting coins and stuff in the machines with wet concrete on their fingers.
Ah, that's
And they're like, wondering, why is that not working? And it's like, because your dumbass
Yeah.
put dirty quarters in it.
Wash your damn hands.
Come on, man. And, pulling out a
Jesus.
dollar bill that's got like tar on it. It's like it's going to muck up the system. But,
So we sold that company.
yeah.
So that was primarily like snacks and sodas
Snacks,
and
yeah.
stuff.
There was probably 30 or 40 locations, and it turned out that every person we hired to work those locations eventually stole money from us
Oh, bastard.
because
God.
it's just
Whack.
so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they figured, oh, it's just some change.
Yeah, but that adds up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You're like
That was
$300
what all
worth
of
of
the
change.
money is.
If you're doing the inventory and it's like, wait a minute,
Right.
This is what
this
Lita
is not
does.
adding up.
That's what she does.
Yeah, I'm an accountant.
Hey.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yep.
We need to talk later.
I'm good at it. I'm good at math. Some math
Nice.
things. I'm mathing.
Math sucks.
Yeah.
Did a lot of math. Yeah, it does suck. Like I actually went to college for microbiology, so I don't know how the hell I became an accountant. I
You have
guess
to know
like
math
Wow.
to do microbiology, though.
look, I think what it was is like I had to do one more like year of schooling, and I just had twins, and my family, and then I landed that job, and my first accounting job, and it was paying me really well, and I was just doing like the research, like entry level for microbiology, and any sort of lab is way less than I was making at the time, and I'm like, is it really worth it then? Is it worth it to accumulate more college debt? I'm like, in retrospect, I think about it now, and I'm like, oh man, I could have been a biologist, like, a scientist. But I'm still kind of a scientist with like the dead things and taxidermy. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
doing sciencey shit.
Cool.
So,
Man,
yeah.
you could have made a superhero. You could have created one of your
How do
biology
you know that
lab.
I'm
Right.
not?
I don't doubt it. That's why I hang out with you.
Only with a
Mhm.
mishap,
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Has
yeah.
to be a mishap.
I think the foregone conclusion with all that is whether it's toxic sludge or a spider bite or whatever, 9 times out of 10 you're just going to get cancer and die.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Man, when are they going to come out with like a superhero that came out of an STD? Like you got like super AIDS.
Herpes man.
Crab man.
Next, yeah.
The crab people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Talk like
syphilitor.
look like crabs, talk like people. Oh man.
Manorrhea.
Boy, oh boy.
Chlamydia boy.
Just chlamydia.
Clap boy or something.
Clap,
The clap.
clap boy.
The clap.
The clap. He's like the Flash.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like some weird dude that Mark Hamill played in one of the Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah. He was the God, what was his name in Jay and Silent Bob? He was the shit. Do you guys ever watch Jay and Silent Bob movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Man,
seen
what
them
was
all.
it? It was the he had a big hand, right? That was.
Oh
like
yeah, was that his name, Big Hand?
No, it was something
Guy with
like
big hand?
it had to do something with grabbing a penis.
Well, of
It
course.
was like a penis grabbing innuendo, which is a guaranteed laugh, and it was for me at least.
Of course.
That was
yeah.
what Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that movie in years.
dude, it's so good. All the Kevin Smith movies are really good.
Oh yeah.
Those are fantastic. Dogma, fantastic. Chasing Amy,
Yes.
was great. Some of the lesser known ones.
Mallrats.
Yeah, Mallrats. I like the earlier stuff. I mean, granted, the later stuff has better production value. I do think that kind of there's like almost an over rehashing of jokes, and
Right.
also like I just can't take Jay Muse seriously anymore because he lost all his teeth and man got that weird face.
Yeah.
But, sorry, Jason. I'm just kidding. That was a really dickish thing to say, wasn't it?
The answer to your question was cock knocker.
Yes,
Cock
yes,
knocker.
yes, yes.
I
Cock
just know he had a
knocker.
big ass dildo instead of a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you guys. So, you guys have any large scale dildo lightsabers available at Main Street Geek?
Only- We're working on the back room.
Hey.
We haven't put up the curtain
21
yet.
old.
That's good. Oh man, that's fantastic. I did see you guys have a big battle droid in there. No?
We do.
Yes.
Yes.
A friend of ours made that.
That's really cool. So what's the deal with what's up the deal with the battle?
Okay, the battle droid, it is all 3D printed,
Yeah.
which means it took hours and hours of work.
Yeah.
He sanded it, he painted it, he
Mhm.
put it together. He actually gave me instructions on how to deal with it because there's certain things you have to do to get it apart. And I think his Instagram account is the Droid Garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah.
And he's working on a Vincent from the best Disney movie ever, The Black Hole.
Mm.
So
I love that movie, man. I love what were the two robots' names?
Vincent and Old Bob.
Yeah, man. That old Bob had the crazy eyes, dude. When I was a little kid, that was like one of my favorite movies, man.
And then the mean robot was Maximilian.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Ooh,
What?
it was like when Disney had like a few movies that came out that were like kind of dark. And
Yeah,
the
see,
black.
I'm not much of a Disney fan, so I don't except for the fact that now I see all the alien stuff that's coming up on it. I'm like, and I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, so I did not know that they made dark movies earlier.
Yeah, it was like the black hole. What was they had? They did a couple of them in that same series.
Well, I know the Black Cauldron, but that's just because they didn't let that. Shit
Yeah,
out.
the Black Cauldron, also a great movie. I remember seeing that too. Yeah, the black hole, dude. That's sweet, dude. That was a. Do you guys have any black hole stuff?
I think we got a couple figures because Super 7 did a re-release of those figures last year.
Cool.
And I got a couple in my collection. I've got an original Maximilian. I don't collect a lot of stuff myself anymore, but I have a few things.
Yeah, you can't get high off your own supply, man.
That's
First
right.
rule of dope dealing, dog. What you guys? Well, I don't think of you guys as dope dealers. I like to use the euphemism. You guys are my brokers, and the way I diversify my revenue stream or my revenue by investing in art that I purchase at the Main Street Geek on the weekly and drives Kelly absolutely up the wall. But I got some really cool stuff, guys, and they got some really cool stuff. And if you're a comic book person, or if you're not a comic book person, I highly recommend going in there and checking it out. There's all sorts of cool. So you guys have Japanese snacks, and drinks. You have Legos,
of course.
action figures, obviously graphic novels, comic books.
Right.
The back room has sensual items.
Right. That we ID. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
stringent ID policy for the back room.
Right.
And you get decals too. I got a lot of decals on my car.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
buying them.
Yeah.
I guarantee you those things will stay on there for about 8 years.
Right.
Yep.
It's another friend of ours who makes those decals.
Yeah, he lives in North Carolina.
So are these people that you met by way of trade or by just in your personal lives?
And when we still do conventions, Comic-Cons here and there, but before we opened the store, it was full time. 30, 35 conventions a year. We were driving all over in our Ford E150 van.
E150 van.
Yeah.
That we replaced the rear axle on at least twice.
How many miles did we put on that baby?
When we gave it to our friend Brandon, 460-something thousand miles.
Holy shit, dude!
That thing went across country at least twice.
Yeah, it went to Vegas from North Carolina, Denver, Texas, many times.
We've blown a tire in probably 10 different states.
At least, yeah. But these are most of the friends of ours that we have some of their merchandise in the store. They're other vendors that we knew at shows.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just
So it's sort of like that movie Best in Show. You guys have any cool do you have any funny? Do you guys have any funny? Have you ever seen Best in Show or what was the?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different movies in that universe. Where people are at conventions, like professional conventions. It's kind of like the weird shit that goes on behind the scenes. I could only imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I could only imagine. The anonymity, the kink, the je ne sais quoi of a bunch of sexually repressed nerds. So there's got to be some funny ass stories. Have you guys you don't have to say, you don't have to put anybody's names in this. You can even, if it's you guys, you can just pretend like it was your friends. So is there wild parties that go on at these Comic Cons, or are you guys not participant?
Not as much partying as you'd think, because we were all exhausted.
we're wore out by the end of a day and stuff. And we've had friends help us out at shows and who are much younger than us, and by the end of the convention they're like, how do you do this? And we just do.
Yeah,
it's our job.
It's grueling.
Yeah. Standing on concrete for hours on end,
All right.
10 hours a day.
Bummer.
But no, I know that it's sad that, but if you go to a show like Dragon Con, there's plenty of things that happen at that because it's more adult oriented at night.
It's 24/7.
Yeah,
Right.
a couple of the hotels, and you'll see thousands of people cosplaying, some with little to no clothes. So it's not a kid-friendly environment at all. So there's plenty of stories there, but again, as being vendors, we don't get to see as much of that because we're dead-ass tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can see that's fair enough.
And sorry about that.
Bummer, man. I was hoping you'd be like, yeah, this one time I opened up a hotel room and I saw Wonder Woman pegging Spider-Man and Gambit was in the corner with a video camera and this dude was dressed up as Chewbacca in the bathroom. You know, like that's just a weird ass scenario I thought up right now. Not that I've ever put thought into that.
Gotta go to a horror convention.
Yeah,
that's
where
exactly.
parties are
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. Oh well, I do know. I can tell you this that Tony Todd, Candyman, is definitely into hookers and blow.
Ooh.
I know that much.
Yeah.
Tony Todd, don't go down with Diddy. Has he ever partied with Diddy? That's a good question, man. Can you find any pictures of Tony Todd with Diddy?
Breaking news. Tony Todd be liking hookers and blow.
He was at the after party at Spooky Empire in Orlando.
Oh man!
And he was
Breaking news. Tony Todd and Lita.
Oh my god!
Oops.
How old
I-
is he
I
now?
said his name a few times, I guess.
If you say it one more time, he'll show up.
I'm back, bitch.
Beetlejuice in his ass.
Wow.
Gosh.
So,
Oh, my
it wasn't a show, but we did see some interesting sexcapades on a TV twice.
Oh my God. It was, we were staying in this kind of a fairly seedy motel. We had added a show at the last minute, and it's, it's kind of sometimes tough to get a room. And it was in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Connecticut. And they had like public access TV in this hotel room.
It was access already.
Yeah, every night we'd go in there and turn the TV on, and it automatically went to this public access channel. And this is burned into my brain for the rest of my life. Every night it was the same porn. And it was a room, and it had like kind of sort of peach colored stucco walls. And there was a guy standing in the corner, kind of leaning up against the wall, and he was overhand jerking off.
That's very progressive of him.
Very strange. It was a
But
very
he had
strange
the
technique.
old 70s porn.
Oh yeah, he
stash.
definitely
It
had.
was-
Oh man, he's
Yeah.
like what was what was that old pitcher's name that had the
Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers
Yeah.
in the submarine pitch? Like that
yeah.
dude's like the
Oh,
Raleigh
yeah.
Fingers of wanking it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Then there was a like a bar stool sitting in the corner, and there was a French bulldog sitting on the bar stool, just sitting there.
It's weird.
Well, you did leave out the part there was
What
the
did I-
lady masturbating on the bed.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
but-
yes.
jeez.
So did it look like is it like a legit like video that you guys saw, or do you think maybe somebody was just like putting on their own personal
I don't know,
like
but
watch this?
yeah, well, obviously somebody posted it or whatever, but we saw it at least two or
Twice.
three times.
At
Yeah.
least twice.
In different nights.
Yeah,
when
and
we
it-
turn the TV on, and then of course we're looking for it. That we're like, that's that crazy
Oh
shit.
yeah, there was some deep like
Yeah.
internet searches, and
Yeah.
we could never.
Yeah,
find
Yeah, it's
I've
definitely
tried
a
it.
personal video.
Yeah.
Somebody was like,
I've
put
tried-
it in room 203.
Yes, just these people will obviously appreciate it.
and it was the same
that-
scene both times.
It was the same
So
scene.
weird.
And obviously memorable. I mean,
yeah.
one scene, never unseen.
if I were an artist, I
Yes.
would have drawn it.
Yeah.
But I am not.
He was drawing it all right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Right down.
That has nothing to do with the convention at all.
No,
yeah.
but
No,
well,
but it's
he,
still
he wanted
interesting.
Yeah.
sex, so there's your.
You're
sex.
welcome.
No.
There you go. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
And-
the
and-
dark side of comic book world.
And a French bulldog.
And a French bulldog. That poor bulldog. You sitting there was like, what are these people fucking doing? Like, where's my treat?
Going on. I've been a good boy.
Isn't that right?
Can't tell you where that action figure's been though.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
Sanitizer.
soapy, man. Oh.
So I grew up going to comic book stores, and
Nice.
my local comic book store in Manassas was Infinity Comics.
Mhm.
And we had the comic book store guy. Like this, it was like there's a lot of firsts in that place. First time I saw like porn comics was in that store because he didn't separate them. It was just like you'd be flipping through Spider-Man and you'd be like, "There's boobs in this comic. What the fuck's going on?" But it was the first place I heard the internet chime because he was the first person I ever knew that was on the internet. But he was like probably like 350 pounds, had a ponytail. It was like I was like, it really exists. Did they
It
live in
does.
Virginia?
Mhm.
But yeah, like that. How is that commonplace in the comic bookstore?
Not to speak ill of people that run comic book stores, but
Because we do.
Yeah. There. Some of these people you probably shouldn't trust to be alone in the room with.
Yeah, I'll say I used to go to this one in Vienna. It was called, I think, E&J or EJ Comics, and it was this guy, and literally this dude just like took his personal collection and moved it out of his parents' basement and then put it into a storefront, and then that's where he stored it.
Uh-huh.
Because I mean his business model was I'm not sure how he survived, but it was it was one of those like really like like, oh, maybe you can just, I'm not gonna sell that one, like, whoa,
You backpedal and everything.
Man, I'm gonna leave the name of the place out because I don't like to speak illy of any local businesses, but I went into one of these places that has comic books, and it was like trying to get this guy to sell me comics was hard. I was like, dude, I just really want this one RoboCop comic. He's like, he's like, you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. I need to figure this out. And I'm like, yo, we can just like look it up on the internet. I'll give you twice the price. Shit, let's go, dude. And he was like, no, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll deal with it. And I was like, so I came back the next day, and his dad was there and was like, all right, you sell it. And I was like, all right, thanks, dog. It was pretty intense, man. But I mean, I feel that way too. I'm like, I joke and I say, yes, I do. I mean, part of why I collect comics is because they're in my delusional world. One day I'm gonna cash in my collection and drive a Lamborghini, but that's like that's one of the things, it's like the appreciation of them, and I don't know, I guess the whole thing is so cool to me that you guys do that, and you guys are obviously a successful business, because you go into some of these comic book stores and you go in and it's like dusty and musty, and like it's like promo posters from like 1992 that are all sun faded and like dog-eared and shit, but your always is like really clean. You got really cool fresh stuff, and I mean obviously you're turning over your inventory.
We just move it around. It's all in the background.
There's some stuff that's been there a little while, and we try and dust because it does get dusty.
Oh, it's clean as shit in there, man. Like I love going in there. It's great. It's my it's like when I go to the brokerage. That's what I like to call it. I'm like, yes.
There's another bookstore I won't mention in town that has the mustiest comic books around.
Yeah, there's some musties.
Even my kid mentioned it when she was in there. Like, it smells weird in here.
Yeah.
Just get your flash books and move on.
Well, we have stuff we spray when mustiness comes through the store.
It's good.
So,
it happens.
The anti-must spray.
Anti-must, yeah.
Are you guys doing any web sales?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, no.
Oh, man.
We really should do a lot more than we do.
There's ways to do it where it's almost passive, like you get like ShipStation and whatever. You get on, I don't know, list for it, because I still drag my feet on like I was saying earlier. Yes, I have all these great investments I've made that are continue. I'm just letting them appreciate. All right, I'm waiting till the market's right. All right, 2 times now. But no, it's great. It's great what you guys do.
Things are always in play, so always working on something.
That's a great pun.
Yeah,
for you guys.
Yeah, you were
in play.
You guys do any sorry, this edible is now starting to. It's now starting to grab me by the hee-haw.
Please, nobody ring a bell.
Oh no!
No! Oh no!
Here we go.
All right.
I know you were saying, or we talked before the show about all the extra stuff that you guys have in terms of like cups and like mugs and all kinds of necklaces and all kinds of other stuff. Was that like a conscious decision because people want that stuff, and you knew it would go, or is it just like took a chance?
Well, actually, our business model before we opened the store, we didn't sell comics.
Oh,
nope.
We'll just say we sold collectibles, kind of generally speaking. Started out with toys, action figures, all of that stuff. And then I started making jewelry, probably a decade ago. I was bored, and I was crafty. So I started making like Lego earrings and then different, fandom stuff. And it caught on. And obviously when you're making things, there's a better profit margin, we'll say.
Yeah.
But I'm creating inventory.
Yeah.
And then we obviously had other friends that did things like the glassware. A friend who etches the mugs and the wine glasses that we have, and our other friend that makes decals. A couple other friends that we sell their merchandise as well. And then when we decided to open the store, we agreed that yes, we should add comic books, especially when we decided to open it in Front Royal and realized that there's one other new comic shop within, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 counties. Yeah. And that's up in Winchester.
Yeah, Four Colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I love that place. Shout out
great
Four Colors,
people.
dog.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it's us until I don't know.
Manassas,
way over. Yeah, not even Manassas. I don't think there's they have like back issues, but not new comics, because that's a whole other animal when you're actually ordering them from the publishers every week and putting out the new comics. So it was for us. It was a learning curve.
It still is a learning.
It still is a learning curve.
It's like way up here.
I mean, because it's one thing to be readers of comics and be into all of that pop culture stuff, but we didn't know that business at all. So we called in a lot of favors, and we still are calling, or texting or messaging friends of ours that run comic shops. We're like, okay, what do we do now? What do we do? How do we do this? How do we handle this
situation? Yeah.
So it's.
And I found out I had a lot of catching up to do on comics. A lot has happened over the past 25 years.
Yeah, I hadn't read X-Men in a while, and then I guess Jonathan Hickman and a bunch of other people had rewrote a bunch of stuff where the X-Men they die, but they can get like reborn, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just randomly picked up I think it was a Wolverine, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's got like glowing red claws. I don't understand what's going on, but
I believe that's the Helverine. I believe it's Helverine, sir.
Helverine, yeah.
Excuse me, George. Let's get it correct.
Excuse me.
Actually.
Yes.
Oh, I'm still catching up. I watch a lot of comics explained to figure out what happened in like the big crossover events that I missed. I was like, oh, the X-Men and the Avengers fought each other?
Oh yeah.
Man.
Didn't know any of that shit.
They all. I mean, people with powers get mad at each other all the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Shit, man, I'd be mad as fuck.
Well, what's your favorite comic book character?
Mine? Oh, I mean, Venom. They know this. Venom is probably... I always love Venom because I never liked Spider-Man. And so, like, I would read Spider-Man because I'm like, all right, one of these guys got to get him, one day. And so, finally, when they did that, when they had the symbiote story come out, I like Venom still. I think they're kind of, like, getting a little bit... it's out there, man. The symbiote universe, the Venom war, the Venomverse thing, it's just a lot, man. It's like... it goes to a bigger point. I think that when comics were like a lot smaller of a culture, like, when you used to have to hide, like I was a skateboarder that hung out with a bunch of like, cool kids and shit. And I didn't tell them about my comic book collection because it was like dirty little secret at that point in time. But, and so like, but now it just seems like it's, it's cool. It's hip to be square, as that song says,
Pretty much.
And so, but with that being said, because now that it's like accepted, you have so many more people you have such a big, wide and varied market and fan base that the stories have gotten so just spiraled out of control. Like, it's everywhere. It's like it's so much you can't keep up with it. And for me, as a person that's like my OCD shit, where I have to know everything, like sequence and like all that stuff, it's like, or I'm just saying fuck it and giving up. It's like I'm almost to the point where I'm like, fuck it, I'm giving up, man, because it's just like, yeah, like Venom, for instance, is he's a good example. Like Deadpool too. Deadpool, used to be really cool and it was a lot more simplistic. Now there's 1,000,001 Deadpools and all that stuff, and it's good and it's great because we need it. And I don't want to stifle creativity or artistry, but I just, for my own personal, because I'm dumb, I don't want to learn new stuff, and so please, guys, like, make it easy on me again, all right?
No, they're not. There's 3 different X-Men teams right now.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. Yeah. I mean, the X-Men were always cool, but I always liked the anti-heroes. Like, I liked when Wolverine was like a little snarly, like half animal. Like, I liked him better, but before he got Hamiltoned up by Hugh Jackman. And I like the anti-heroes are kind of like the Punisher, Venom. Yeah. Everybody loves Deadpool. Before he was cool.
I'm a big Daredevil fan.
You like Daredevil? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was cool, man. He had like, He was blind as shit.
Yeah.
Lita, what's your favorite comic book?
Spawn.
Spawn.
Oh,
Still.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I have almost all of them.
Oh man.
Up to I want to say 350.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I have all of them.
Yeah.
It was 350.
They hit 350 and.
But did you get all the variants of the 350?
Yeah.
I did get like 2 or 3, but I didn't I didn't.
Oh, so for some books it's almost
veer off.
impossible.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, man.
Dynamite does like 10 or 12 variants of every
Oh,
issue
yeah.
they put out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to sit there when I'm ordering comics. I'm like, all right, I've got customers that order this, but this cover looks really nice. Will anybody buy it? You know,
The
and-
What If Venom's killing me, man.
Oh.
God, man, there was like 800 variants
Yeah.
of that. Jesus.
I think
Christ.
Yeah.
they're still making variants.
I know, dude. It's like, well, same thing with the Wolverine. If Donald Duck became Wolverine, you
Mhm.
know. But I do love those series. I like the What Ifs because it's like it's just like a little, it's a little jaunt. You know, you
Mhm.
don't have to get invested into the stories. You can just come in and get this like kind of weird storyline and get in and out and have comprehension of it. But Spawn is awesome. I have 1 through 32. And then I got the 350th. I think I have 6 variants. I got the 6 variants. Didn't get the cool signed one. Did anybody get the signed one from me?
Well, I've sold both of those.
No shit.
I got 2 of them.
Damn, dude.
I'm not telling you how I got 2 of them, but yeah, I sold.
Well, did it involve an overhand hand job and a bulldog?
and the money. So, but yeah, I sold one at Dragon Con, and then
Cool.
we sold the other one somewhere else. Yeah,
You
So-
did good on the return.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
dude.
it came in for free, so
All right.
Oh shit.
yeah, that was one of those. It was supposed to be one per store, but because of the way we order our books,
Don't disclose too much, man. I want you guys to still have all that primo shit.
yeah, yeah. Diamond, shut your ears off.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a Spawn. Yes. Do you know what I got? I got the Violator 1 issue, which I haven't read yet, but they just released his own series, and I'm super excited about that. That's going to be.
I have one of those, the Violator, and I also have one that God, I can't think of the name of it because I have not looked at those comics and shamefully for
I'm
like
surprised
years.
Surprised they've never made a sex toy called the Violator.
Right?
They probably
Right.
have.
It looks like that
dude,
thing.
obviously you're underestimating the internet. All right, trust me, it's
Really
out.
Google
If you thought it, it's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
If it wasn't before, it is now. You've thought it into existence, and I can only imagine what it would
Nice.
look like. Oh man! All right, so you're Daredevil.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, my man?
Well, I grew up a Spider-Man fan. I mean, I watched the original TV show. I was a latchkey kid, so I was hanging at my grandma.
Yeah, they have a Violator. Yeah.
Oh, I can see it
Dude.
from here.
Wow.
That shit, you know what that looks like? That
It
looks.
just looks like a broadsword.
Oh, my
Yeah, dude, that's
God.
what, dude. That, if you ever get a Vitamix blender, that's what the
Yeah.
that's what that
Right.
show looks like. Like the Reamer, I think is what that's called. I call it Lex.
Wow.
I like to call him Lexington Steel, but whatever.
Jesus Christ.
That's
13 mode thrusting dildo.
Wow,
just
13
visually
modes.
It's only
scary.
$46.
Holy,
Wow.
that's a deal.
Yeah.
It's-
Coming soon to the back room of Main Street Geek.
Yeah. The handle has like grips so you don't lose
Oh my
grip.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What are you gonna drop it in there?
No, it looks like a nightstick.
The smaller version's called the manhandler.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Well,
Okay.
there's something for everyone on the
Yeah.
internet.
The internet
The
wins again.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Violator. Hey man, it's happened.
Well, everybody's Facebook feed. Be
You know-
prepared.
You know what we need to do? We need to get a Violator, and then next time you go to a Comic Con where McFarlane's there, get him to sign the
Yeah,
Violator.
he signed this
Yeah.
perfectly.
I got something for you signed, Todd.
Yeah, I heard this was named after your character.
Todd McFarlane, the inventor of Venom.
Yeah.
He was the creator of Venom also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, McFarlane was just like so revolutionary. I have a couple of like cool McFarlane comics at my house that
Didn't you do Spider-Man too?
Yeah,
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 he's
Spider-
been some
Incredible
early
Hulk.
'90s
yeah,
Spider-Man.
I've got some Hulks. that
I
are
know
cool.
he definitely like that whole Image Squad. I remember when I was like X-Men #1 came out, and that was
Mhm.
like the apex of the comic book boom in the early '90s. And then Image came out, and that was awesome because they had all kinds of stuff. They were just trying to get you to read, so they get all those ash cans with like Gen 13 on one side and like something more violent on the other, or like just any of the new teams they could come out with. And I remember the first time I saw Spawn in Walmart, that's when I was like, oh shit, this shit's like way popular. You get like a graded Spawn #1, and I mean, I'm sure that was because in the early '90s they just printed like 5,000 of everything.
Well, it was more than that. I mean, thousands upon thousands. I mean, when comic books first started in the '40s, there was no collecting, and print runs were big, and people would read them and just throw them away. And it existed like that through the '60s, and you would see pictures of actual newsstands, because there are certain versions of comics that are newsstand editions, and that people would have them up on like bag clips. Yeah, I've seen pictures of Action Comics, Superman's first appearance, just on clipped to on a thing on a wall, and I'm like, and nowadays that's millions of dollars just hanging there.
Oh wow!
It makes you ask, where are these perfect, graded shits coming from? Because there's somebody with a DeLorean out there. I swear you do, man. Like, they're like, they get these grade, 9.8.
They got an amazing
Action
Fantasy
Comics.
15.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. I always wonder about that. Yeah, dude. Who's yours guy or girl? Wolverine. Okay.
Wolverine.
Nice.
From jump. Like, I don't know, for some reason, when you're like 11 and some dude's got knives in his hand, it's like, this is the greatest thing ever. He can cut through metal with his metal claws.
He's like the good Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
I liked Wolverine because my dad got me the X-Men PC game. It was like whatever with our arcade. And you're at the carnival. But yeah, Wolverine was badass in that game. He was the only one. He had the longest reach.
No, snick.
Yeah.
I remember the original like arcade X-Men game.
Mm-hmm.
I finally beat that. I think I was like 35 when I did it. There's a bar called Level Up or some shit in Denver, and we spent probably like $40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game. That game always reminds me of going into Tilt in Tyson's Corner, the old arcade there.
That and the Ninja Turtles game, the two greatest arcade games ever made. You could play with like 3 friends.
Yeah. Do you guys ever collaborate with the arcade, with Fireball Arcade?
Yeah, once in a while.
All right,
Well, they've had. I think they had an event not too long ago. They were doing a Mario competition or whatever. And we did something with them. But we hope to do more stuff. We do collaborations with the movie theater and other, like Samuel's Public Library. We've done some stuff with them. We try to be involved with the town. We were involved with the first Pride event that was here in town.
All right.
So.
And we did that Ghostbusters promotion when the movie came out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had them in the Christmas parade last year. They got Best in Show.
That's right.
Yeah, dude, those nerds were something else, man.
Yep.
Those
They're
next
the
level.
best.
Those are some next level nerds,
They
man.
are the
Like
best.
they are really cool, and like I'd say, I use that as a term of endearment. Yes, those nerds were amazing. Yeah, the guys, they came in and they inspected all the buildings.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yep.
It would have been wild if a ghost actually popped out and was like, "All right, what you gonna do?"
You'd think. I mean, the buildings on Main Street are pretty old.
150 years old.
I
yeah,
expect
should have.
something,
Yeah.
but I've never heard anything.
Someone had to die.
You just gotta walk.
Yeah.
You just gotta walk around talking shit to the ghost.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Bitch ass ghost.
Yeah.
I bet you won't come from around that corner.
Doesn't Dewey do ghost tours? Or he did ghost tours?
We're trying to get him to do ghost tours for the Heritage Society. I mean, I'm sure if you just walk along with Dewey, he will give you a ghost tour.
Sure, man. You give Dewey a Jameson and a PBR, man, you get yourself a hell of a tour.
Otherwise, he's just going to stop at Chester Street Tavern and just stay there.
Dewey bops around. He's got to make his rounds.
He
has to make sure that his constituents know that he is in good health and abundant. Yeah, listen, I aspire when Dewey passes the torch, and whenever he becomes incapacitated or whatever happens. I hope to become the next.
So you're
Dewey.
like the first runner-up.
I am aspiring. I'm going to walk up and down Main Street and tell people about days of yore.
Nice.
And it's going to be fantastic. I got to get style like him though, man. I don't know if I could pull off that that John Lennon cap thing you do because I would just look like silly. I think I just look silly as hell if I wore that thing.
I'm a man that has to wear hats due to baldness, and any hat's a good hat if you don't have one. So
right.
you'll learn this.
Dude, you need a cowboy
you gotta
hat.
rock
No,
the-
I
You
am
need a
not.
cowboy hat.
I am not
You
rocking
need
a
a
cowboy
cowboy
hat.
hat.
Or you rock the bald look, like, because that's
Yeah, it's also cool.
aging's fun. We all get there, right?
Yeah.
Might as well like
I'm there.
wear it proudly. Nothing
I'm in
wrong.
denial.
Oh,
Bruce
if I
Willis
was-
did
I'll
it
be
for
the first.
so long.
If
you know?
I was
and he
gonna do it
amazing.
proudly, I'd grow out the sides like Hulk Hogan and shit.
Yeah, that's proud
Yeah.
of you.
Oh, Jesus.
That is
Like some
yes.
sparse here.
Get yourself the Hogan mullet.
Yeah.
you know.
And-
It's a
How do you
skullet,
look in
sir.
yellow?
As long as you wear a bandana, you're not bald with that look.
yeah, that's true.
That's right.
But then you're covering up your God-given naturalness. So yeah, flaunt it.
Yeah.
Wigs. That's gonna be my new look. 2025 wigs.
You
Nice.
could do
We
the
have a shop
tattoo
in
thing.
town
Like,
for
I've,
that.
I've seen people get like hairlines tattooed, and it's very convincing until you're up there. And
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Them aren't
your
hairs.
head's just black.
Oh man. If I ever go bald all the way, then I'm tattooing the whole thing. That's it. Like I'll head sleeve it. That's how I'd handle it.
I mean, you've got really blonde hair, so like
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like from far away, you look like a bald dude until you're like up, and you're like, oh yeah, he's got.
Thanks, Lita.
Nice.
There's
Mucho
nothing
appreciate.
wrong
I'm
with
just
being bald.
I'm kidding.
So-
I'm just
kidding.
telling
What
Yeah.
would you get tattooed on your head? Like the earth? Like
I
all
don't know. That's a good question. I'd want to do something like original. I mean, there's some people who got like Bam Bam Bigelow had an amazing he had the Flames, and you have Tim Arnold from Rancid. He's got
spider web.
Yeah, he's got the spider web. I don't know, man. I'd probably do something maybe like some sort of cool like American traditional nautical, maybe like a compass.
Nice.
Or or maybe even
compass
maybe
rose.
like a globe, maybe like
I'm gonna do the
something-
Wu-Tang symbol, and then where it comes down, it'll look like I still got a hairline. It'll look like
Nice.
It'd be like
I
a
got
a
widow's
quaff.
peak, right?
Yeah. Oh, you could do like
Nice.
the fucking the dude from Kiss, the long
Yeah.
ass widow's peak.
or
Yeah,
you
see,
could,
there
Oh,
you go.
Gene.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or do that. You could do the MC Escher thing, have like
Yeah. Like stairway,
Yeah.
stairways going on. Yeah.
nah the one
Elevator.
where that dude's holding the
Oh,
the
that-
mirror
Oh, he
ball.
sees himself.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That'd be perfect,
Mhm.
actually.
And it would just be the
Nice.
guy tattooing
Yeah.
the head.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
tattoo artist.
Get
Yeah.
one-eyed Willie's treasure map.
There you go.
Also might be fun.
See, you're like you're tickling my tattoo one right now, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I keep like seeing. I want a spooky tattoo so bad. I love Halloween. I just want pumpkins and maybe some blood and death somewhere. Maybe on my thigh. I don't know, or my back, or my butt, or my ankle. Something spooky.
Spooktacular. All right, so
Mhm.
Karen, you have a compass tattoo.
Yeah, I have a compass rose, but no
Yep.
directions.
Is that it?
Just the
That's the only one you have.
I'm a
That's
tattoo
only-
virgin.
Yes.
That's cool, man.
A
That's
blank
actually the new ink.
canvas.
Yeah, I've thought about it and
Do it.
I've had ideas, but I don't know where I want to start.
No ink is the new ink, is what I've been told.
I'm gonna go bold for my next one. I think I'm gonna get my throat done.
Bro,
Ooh.
I want to get my throat done, but John, who does my tattoos, hates doing my neck because it's so like resilient. Like your neck skin is really like
Yeah.
it doesn't take as well as the other parts of your body, and also it's like I've got a thick neck that
Why is
rolls.
that?
I don't know.
It's
Those
probably
sensitive-
because
it's
the-
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
it's-
know.
Thin skin.
Like
Yeah.
when we started doing this bird right here, it took we had a much grander scale idea, and then once he's like, yo, your skin is it's not liking what's going on right now. So
This makes me nervous now.
also I get
Just
worried
gotta
about
go
what's gonna
right.
feel like going on over the Adam's apple, because anywhere where it tickles
Mm-hmm.
and
Ooh.
you inflict pain where it tickles is a weird sensation. Like when I got my nipples done, boy, that was
I'm not that ticklish.
Nothing
So
is worse than the sternum.
nipple,
telling
nipples.
you.
I have both
Nah.
nipples.
There's just
It's different.
like there's nothing there.
yeah,
so
just
like
bone.
they kept going. He was going down, and like I thought like the repetitiveness like eventually will numb it down. It just got hotter and hotter. And at one point he looked at me. He's like, "You're really white right now." I was like, "I think I need a break." It was so bad.
So on the nipples, do they not give you kind of any like a local anesthesia or something on there?
No.
I mean, yeah, like some Budweiser.
You can take stuff.
It was different because you got to think, man. Nipples are like if they're so sensory, and like I have my sternum done. The sternum is no joke, and that's
Yeah.
not to take away from that. But the nipples was just something Like, that was an experience unto itself. In fact, John has me in his phone to this day. We've been friends for 10 years. And he has, to this day, my name is Chris Blacknips. And so, yeah, you know, there's...
Where does John tattoo out of?
He tattoos at Tried and True Tattoos here in Front Royal, Virginia on Jackson Street.
Yeah.
A good group of guys over there.
Awesome dudes there. Everybody that works there is extremely talented. Everybody's really cool. You don't have it's like sometimes you go into tattoo shops and the guy's like, all right, I guess it's like whatever, bro. Like, all right, dude. And then like you try to be nice and they're like, hey, whatever, man. I want to talk, man, so we can do my job there. And you're like, dude, it sucks. When you go to Tried and True, you feel like part of the squad. Even if they don't really like you, they'll still make you feel like part of the squad. I know this because I've heard what they say about me behind my back. No, I'm just kidding. I love those guys.
That asshole Black Nips.
Man, they're all little kid.
Nips.
Oh, look, it's old Black Nips again.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know that'd be a good comic book name, Black Nips.
Black Nips.
Black Nips
Yeah.
the Destroyer.
Yeah. I would have to think.
And
about
his Violator.
What would be your weapon or
The
superpower?
Violator.
Violator, obviously.
His twin violators.
Yes, I'd be like Luke Skywalker with that motherfucker. Just, wow, wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
I'm sure. I think that's the sound it would naturally.
Everybody
make.
just uses
Yeah.
the steady buzz. Let's not like be delusional here. Sex companies, let me tell you, nobody uses the other. Like, it's the constant. Stop adding stuff to it. It's just dumb. Like, we don't need the bzz, 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 or the bzz, bzz, bzz.
What if
Yeah,
it was called like the Edger 4000?
We need one that's like.
the edge.
The Hitachi wand.
V8 baby. Cummins turbo diesel.
You can't use that indoors.
Nah, there's an exhaust plume you can put out the window.
It's gas powered.
Wow.
Why do you have a hood over your bed?
Sounds like you're starting
Why is
a
there an
goddamn
exhaust fan in here?
starting a goddamn weed whacker. Why do you start your weed whacker so often, lady?
Why do the lights dim when you're in the building?
Oh Lord.
Yes, I'm glad we were able to segue from comics to penis and, and vagina jokes.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It happens. That's one of our superpowers here on the Helltown Radio Show.
Speaking of that, we got some breaking news. Diddy in more trouble.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
Even more?
Even more.
Damn, dude.
So
What did he do now?
Well, they got all the charges, but he definitely applied for bail. He offered millions of dollars. He offered to forego $5 million or $50 million out of his bank account, but the judge was like, "Nah, you're a definite flight risk." So he is in jail until his motherfucking court date.
Wow, man.
He was trying to run.
The diddler.
Oh yeah,
They must have some like.
Not only was he trying
to
to run, so what he did was when they initially went into his house, he wasn't there, and he paid for a plane to fly out of Miami without anybody on it, so it would look like he was leaving, and he went somewhere else.
Man, the diddler. He's actually a real life supervillain now.
Yeah.
But so
The diddler.
it's only fitting that since Cat Williams is really the catalyst of all that, you have Catman versus the diddler. It's a classic story, man.
So
it's the origin.
They're starting to come out with names, and there are a lot of names on there. Mary J. Blige was surprising to me that had been to one of these freak-off parties.
Freak-offs.
T.D. Jakes, the minister with a mega church out of Atlanta.
wow.
That's not surprising.
But a lot of
We
people
expected him to be
a
there.
lot of people
Yeah.
that are former bodyguards and security for Diddy are coming forward telling about things that they've seen, whether it's him beating up women or like people like there's apparently a video of Justin Bieber going around where he looks like he's like 16 or 17 and he's like hanging out with Diddy, and Meek Mill is behind Diddy wearing the same outfit.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Man, the diddler.
when that list comes out, I guarantee that list will come
T.D.
out.
Jakes was just there to bless the lube, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, yes, ham, salami, bacon. This lube is good for
He
you.
couldn't bless that many fucking baby oils, 1,000 cases of baby oil.
That's wild to me.
Wow.
Like,
And so you
Like,
know what somebody said? I saw somebody posted something. She was a backup singer for a bunch of Bad Boy records, And she said the reason that they use baby oil is because it's hard for the person to get away from you.
They're not wrong. That logic
I was
is not
like,
flawed.
I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
Yeah,
That logic
they're
is
all
not
slickery
flawed.
then.
The drug list also they published that is meth, GHB, coke,
Yes,
Molly, everything.
Everything that you need to put things in places they don't belong.
Yeah, right.
Like, lube, coke, Molly, get some amyl nitrates, and you got
Oh.
yourself a fucking fisty fiesta.
But there also is a rumor that he is an informant, much in the same way Epstein was. So he was getting dirt on these people.
Dude, is Diddy gonna die? Did
You
he?
know, he may
Nah,
have a
man.
slip and fall
Diddy,
accident.
don't do it, man.
He was like, he was taking a shower and then he just died. Case over.
We just decided to drop him in Gen Pop.
You know what? He was feeling so
Nah,
bad.
he has
about,
enough money, he'd be fine.
Yeah, dude. Like,
He can make you famous, dude. He can make you famous via your.
I don't know. Maybe they're like maybe they're throwing him to the wolves to be like, you know.
Ah, man. You know what? At the end of the day, you also have to look at a big, weird conspiracy, big picture. Like, if this is what they're using to distract us, and this is a big fucking story, right? Like, this is not like it's not a little thing. Like, you know, as much as like it's silly that you know a rapper is pulling this much attention from all of our lives. What's actually going on back there? I mean, we got a presidential election going on. There's been an assassination attempt that nobody said a damn thing about. You have, you know, you got people on both sides of the political spectrum doing all sorts of crazy shit, saying all sorts of crazy shit. You know, it's just it's wild to think that they have to like whatever is going on, really going on behind the scenes is definitely much weirder than Diddy and 1,000 bottles of lube on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I follow this dude on Instagram that does the fucking news. I can't think of his name now, but he's like, "Here's the fucking news," and he'll like go on about stuff that was not mentioned on like any of the larger media outlets at all. And it's like, wow.
do you remember the day the Hawk
cray.
2? Remember when Hawk 2 girl took over the world? Like the one day it was like just instant. I turned on my phone and it was like everything was just Hawk 2, Hawk 2, Hawk 2. So finally I looked into it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like some girls like, yeah, I like to spit on dicks, and people were like, oh, that's fucking amazing. You're a genius, and we love you. And then, but hey, you know what? Look, I will say this. I did some research on who she actually is. Her name's Haley Welch. She is a very interesting young lady. She's actually really fucking funny, and she wants to help dogs out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with that 100%. Yo, Haley Welch, let's do a collabo. Helltown Radio, Haley Welch. We'll Hawk 2 all over. I'll Hawk 2 or whatever to get you here. I'll Hawk 2 on Diddy to get you here. No Diddy. I was just kidding. I wouldn't do that. If I was gonna go that way, it would definitely not be with a large black man. I don't want to find. I don't want to. Even then, bro. It's a stereotype I don't want to find out about the hard way. Hey, listen, that's only moderately racist. All right, it's racist in a good way. All right, that's good. George
Yeah,
approves.
but what if he's like, I don't know the like terms top and bottom. What's the good one? Like,
I don't know.
bottom's
It's
receiver,
2020.
right?
In
Top is the
2024,
giver.
it's anybody's game, dude. I think that's like weird. I think that people are like, oh, if I'm giving it, it's not gay. Like whatever.
Yeah,
It's
who
all
cares?
Everything's pansexual in my opinion.
I don't
'cause
know. I'm
know.
bisexual, so I don't have an opinion of.
I don't know. As far as I know, I'm straight, but I don't know, man. Who knows, man? Like I could be 60 years old.
Like remarkably like nice guy that's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just go out for a date, Chris.
Yeah, you never. I don't know. I can't count it out. Who knows, man? It's a wild world we live in. This is was it 1,000 milligrams of edible THC looks like.
We're all
everybody.
introspective now.
Yes, we're getting into I'm like questioning my sexuality. My wife's watching. Hey, Kelly, I'm very straight. Everybody, sorry, boys. I know. If you have a Barney Rubble fetish or if you're into Drew Carey, then
Barney Rubble.
I'm definitely your guy.
Drugs are a gateway.
Yeah, I think these drugs are dead, but these isn't drugs anymore though. That's a beautiful thing about cannabis in the
right.
Commonwealth of Virginia. We is no longer considered a drug. It's just the devil.
Yeah, you can even grow your own.
Brought
stuff
to you
now.
by the demon.
Yeah,
Yes.
Demon is very very aptly named. It's definitely good to go. Oh, by the way, so speaking of packages, cool packages that we got from our homies here at Think Geek. I always say Think Geek because I love that website so much. But Main Street Geek, they hooked us up with a 3-pack of Batman comics. And why did you hook us up with the Batman comics, guys?
Okay, this past Saturday was Batman Day. Batman is officially 85 years old now.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And he looks
Still
great.
He
for
looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, dude, he's popping Bat Viagra. Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
That's my dad's favorite comic. Like my dad's he collects.
Your dad likes Viagra comics?
He collects Batman, like Batman toys, like his room is just covered with Batman stuff.
That's awesome.
So
I had no idea about that, and I had no idea about your Spawn collection. I knew you liked Spawn, but I never knew you
I
had
love
like.
Spawn.
I did not
Do
know
you know
you
they're
had, like-
making another movie?
They've been talking about it, and they said
Hope it's better than the first.
they said it was gonna be with Jamie Foxx as
Mm-hmm.
Spawn, and it was gonna be like really weird because like the first 20 minutes or something, it's gonna be nothing but darkness.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm actually
yeah,
like I've seen like the last few like horror movies where Jamie Foxx played in them, and he he nails them. Dude.
Jamie
Like,
Foxx
he-
is a
Nice.
spectacular
Yeah, he nails. He's
performer.
a spectacular
He is.
performer. So I have high hopes for it.
No
I'm
matter what,
just,
yeah.
you know, it's gonna be good.
I hope so too, because I
It's
think
gonna be
McFarlane said he's going to be more involved with it. But I mean, the takeaway though, Spawn. I actually watched Spawn the movie 3 days ago on VHS.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite VHSs I own because I have it all complete. Still has all the silly little inserts and stuff.
Nice.
Dude, John Leguizamo in that movie was spectacular for as crappy of a movie that it really was overall. Because like what the CGI in Hell was like an N64
Yeah.
graphic, man. It was
Pretty much.
Terrible.
It was like, what
terrible.
is this? Like, you know, but John Leguizamo sold the clown so well and Violator so well, and I mean,
Played the part well.
yeah, you know, what's homeboy that played Spawn? He did a pretty
Oh,
good job.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah, Michael Jai White. Yeah, he did a good job considering. Martin Sheen, amazing because he plays the same exact character in Project Alf.
Mhm.
That's a real ass thing. That I don't know if you know this or not, but there was a prologue movie an epilogue movie to Alf, the series called Project Alf, and it's fantastic. And Martin Sheen co-stars in it. Yeah, it's pretty.
I love Martin Sheen.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty funny movie because it's like about how they captured Alf, and like so you think like in the way they kind of like stage it in the beginning, you think Alf's being tortured and being experimented on, but really he's like John Gotti running the whole prison and shit. And so he gets rescued by some do-gooders, and he's actually like trying to get back in prison. He's like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, trying to get back to my comfort place, dude. It's amazing. And yeah, Martin Sheen plays a general in that movie.
I met Martin Sheen last month.
No shit.
Yeah.
Steel City Con.
Did he talk about Project Alf?
He did not.
I'll tell you about the
I
high
only
point
could have
of my
gotten to talk about it.
Oh.
No, he was. It was at a convention up in. It's called Steel City Con, which is up outside of Pittsburgh in. What is it called? Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Huh.
And I found out he was going to be there, which was very unusual that he was at a show. And it turned out he was there to promote a book that was coming out. It was kind of like a West Wing retrospective book. Yeah, it's a very thick book. But I got his autograph.
Cool.
And just he was just a super sweet guy. Really, really nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was, then my life is complete now that
Yeah.
I've met Martin Sheen. He
And
was just,
now the autograph picture's just laying on the desk in the workroom. Just laying there.
oh, frame it.
Yeah, where's that picture of Schillinger I got signed for you?
Oh,
Yeah,
JJ,
from Oz?
what's his name?
Simmons?
Yeah,
Yeah.
JJ
J.K.
Simmons.
Simmons.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
JK
like
Simmons. That
also
dude's
had-
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That guy is like, one of my favorite actors.
He's
in the
scary in real life.
He's in,
Yeah.
dude. Of course,
He was
plays
the best
Schillinger,
J.
man.
Jonah Jameson.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, dude. And then now he's the farmer's insurance guy, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yo, dude. Like, if you don't get farmers, you're gonna get forcibly sodomized by the Aryan
right.
Nation. We are farmers.
Pom
Six,
pom.
six, 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 tile.
With a clarinet.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
Oz.
the band
Yeah.
teacher in that one movie.
Yeah.
Where,
Oh man, JK.
Oh, yeah,
Shout out
Whiplash.
JK Simmons.
Oh
yo,
yeah,
J.K.
man.
Simmons.
I think that was his most
If you
evil
wanna be on the
role,
show.
actually.
Didn't he chuck like a symbol at that kid or something?
yes, he did.
That's a
Oh,
metal
man.
frisbee. That's a recipe for death.
He's a scary man.
Hey, here's my Captain America shield.
Ding. Oh, I watched a video the other day. Yeah, like since Twitter has become X, they're rather liberal with the shit they'll let people put up on there. I watched a video. There was a fight happening. And the cops were trying to arrest somebody, and people are yelling. and the cop pulls out his asp and is yelling at somebody, and all of a sudden you see like what looks like a Captain America shield come in and hit some lady in the side of the head and knocks her out. It turns out somebody chucked a bike tire, an inflated bike tire, and it hit they were throwing it at the cops, but it hit one of the bystanders.
Wow.
Dude.
But yeah, it made me appreciate Captain America a lot more. I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
you can fuck somebody.
With a bike tire.
Yo, speaking of modern day superheroes, what's the TikToker's name? His name's like Amigo Chino or Chino Amigo or something.
I have no idea.
All right, so this dude, he's like, he has this one video, and he's sitting in his car, and he's like, yeah, man, fuck McDonald's. I'm on my mama. I'm gonna drive my car into McDonald's, and he did, and he TikTok live streamed. He live streamed it. So then he's like, yeah, they put me on house arrest. He's like, if I get 10,000 viewers or whatever, I'll cut this thing off. And this dude, so he cuts it off, and now he's doing a series of his TikTok videos on the run. And he's leaving a breadcrumb trail so he can for content. It's fucking fantastic.
You know, if he's making it lucrative,
Yeah, dude, I mean,
and
that's
he can
great.
hold that money until he gets out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as long as he doesn't get if he's just got a year bid and he can make like $100,000
Yeah, dude. If
doing
you,
it,
Damn.
it's like if you rob a bank and you get $1 million and they give you like 2 years. You go like,
Yeah.
fuck it, man. Let's bury $1 million. Go take 2 years. I made $500,000 a year to.
I had a
rob a
friend that
bank.
will remain nameless, and he worked with a bunch of other people at a Papa John's, and he was not a shift manager or anything, but he memorized the key to the code to the safe and stole everything out of it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right? And he buried it for 6 months, and then we were in D.C. with his brother, and all of a sudden he was just buying all kinds of stuff. They were buying like paintball guns and new jackets. I was like, what the fuck is your brother doing? He was like, remember when Papa John's got robbed?
Oh.
Wow.
So there was
It
a
was
Georgetown
me.
shopping spree. I think they had like new Doc Martens and all kinds
Wow.
of
Holy
other shit.
shit.
Damn.
I had
That's
this
crazy.
dude. This kid that lived in my dorm. He got he worked at, I forget what the place. I forget the name of the land. It's like one of those places you buy trees and shit, plant in your yard.
Meadows.
Maybe that's a place. I don't know.
What's the other one? She'll know. The nurseries. Give
Yeah,
us a
nursery.
Oh, God. God.
Meadow.
See why you got to put me on the spot? Now I don't know it. Like my ADHD brain's like, you
Well,
just
regardless,
forgot that
we'll leave
business.
names out just in case of statute of limitations and shit.
Meadows
Right.
Farms is one of
I
them.
don't want to be Meadow. Yeah, well, whatever it was, but this kid, he was like a goody two shoes ass kid. He was working there, and one day he was working in the office, and he noticed there was an envelope that had fallen behind the desk. So he pulled it out, and it was like the cash dropped from the place, and he took it because it was like $25,000.
Yeah.
This is in 1998, so $25,000 then is like $3 million now.
Yeah.
And at least in like hamburgers. And
teenage money.
Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, so so this kid was like set as a freshman in college, but so they gave all the employees a polygraph test, and he passed it. And I was like, how did?
Fuck.
I was like,
That's
how
impressive.
did? Yeah, he's also one of the greatest sociopaths I've ever met.
Well.
and I'm gonna leave his name out, but because I think he's actually a pretty prestigious dude now. But he ended up he told me, I was like, so how'd you do it? He's like, man, I took like part of a Valium, and then I put a thumbtack in my shoe. And then so when they asked me a question about like my name or whatever, I pressed on the thumbtack so it would make my heart rate accelerate the same way it would if I lied. And that shit fucking worked.
Oh, this motherfucker's smarter
He
than
did
shit.
Now
it.
it's
Yeah,
probably-
no, I've heard of the thumbtack method.
Yeah. That was in a movie, I think.
He did that shit, and that dude had like, because I was like, how do you have like, you always have all this money? And he was like, hey man, yeah, and he was like a super nerdy kid too. But yeah, espionage. It's not cool to steal from
Wow.
small places, so don't do that.
Yeah.
I knew some people who got involved with counterfeiting.
Ooh.
Wasn't it a former
time.
roommate of yours?
One of them was, yeah.
This is before I knew her.
Yes, it was a very long time ago. Actually, it was a bunch of guys. They were in a band, and I don't know where they found this counterfeiter, but it was, and I'm not sure, probably like maybe $30,000
Oh,
worth of money, but they had to circulate it,
Yeah.
because it was dirty money. And we would go to concerts. Like I remember going to a Rolling Stones concert. And they were buying everything. Like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll buy you a T-shirt. And then throw in a couple dirty 20s, obviously.
They
'cause
didn't
they're
check.
getting-
I mean, they still don't really check.
No,
Like,
no.
I
Even
mean,
now.
Oh man, dude, there was
They got caught and
Oh.
and did
Wow.
time.
Womp womp.
Yep, that's it's it's wild, man. I've only gotten one counterfeit bill in my life, and I kept it because I was like, that's cool. I counterfeit bill. Well, I mean, I find a novelty in that. Also, yeah, counterfeiting money. You got to be ballsy to do that shit, man.
Yeah.
Because
I'm so nervous.
But
it's sweaty palms. Think, oh my god.
The,
Say
you
no.
can buy like the movie type, the fake money they use in movies, like
Yeah.
on Amazon,
Mhm.
and that stuff is turned up at conventions now.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
you know what those bills I get for whatever reason I get advertisements from the companies that make the bills.
Yeah.
And so they show them like they should like, oh, we're just barely legal, like kind of thing, and you're like, holy shit, like you made a job of making you sell fake money. That's fucking amazing. Like that is like unto itself just such a great concept of capitalism that you could make money by printing fake money.
I mean, Disney dollars.
That's real motherfucking dollars. Man.
Those have
I got
value
a pair of Mickey Mouse ears and a tutu that tell you that's real.
Oh Lord.
I wanted to touch base on that whole Spawn thing a while ago.
Oh, yeah?
Because Spawn and Batman crossed over at least twice.
Yeah.
And McFarlane now makes Batman toys, and I'm thinking he's drawing some Batman stuff too lately.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Are any of them 13 inches long?
Oh yeah.
The Violator.
Again.
Actually,
Batman issue
Back
Violator.
room at Main Street.
Actually, the Batman figures are scaled differently now. They're more like 7-inch, as where your normal
Right.
figure is like either 4-inch or 6-inch. He went 7.
Oh,
on
wow.
The,
Compensation.
pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When in doubt, whip it out.
So, and it reminded me when you were talking about the movie, the old man that in Spawn, that Nickel Williamson, I believe that was his name.
Yeah.
He was also in another awesome movie that for my childhood, Excalibur.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yes.
That's all I needed to know. It was like that and Clash of the Titans. That
Oh,
was my
yeah.
education right
Chiodo's
there.
Bros.
Oh man.
Speaking of movies,
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about movies.
I have movies. I have 10 of them. 10 horror movies.
welcome
That-
to my thing.
Yes, my thing. Yes, welcome to my thing. My thing of horror movies. Now, some of these aren't exactly like comic book, but they give that vibe. So I figured, I just had them on there. Yeah. So number 10 is. Sorry, I gotta take my glasses off because I'm fucking blind as shit. The Dark Tower, 2017. That is Nicolage. I wrote this like a week ago, obviously. Arcel Roland, played by Idris Elba.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Idris.
He's
Idris
sexy.
Elba.
Yeah.
And
That-
they did
that
comic
is-
books for that too.
Yep.
That
The
is
last-
a hot man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he is.
Very
He's
hot man.
Full frontal
his
Idris
voice.
Elba.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I love his voice. The last gunslinger is locked in an eternal battle with Walter, which is McConaughey, to prevent him from toppling the Dark Tower, which holds the universe together. Sorry, guys. Like, I am having a hard time reading this. I wrote this like a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, that movie's really good. I actually read the books, the graphic novels for them. So, are those readers?
Yeah.
That was my at work.
All right, all right,
We'll
all
see.
right.
Nerds.
That's the second time they've been on the show.
Yeah, no, these don't work.
Mm.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Bummer.
All right. So, number 9. You'll appreciate this.
Yes.
Toxic Avenger,
Yes.
1984.
Oh.
That's Kaufman and Hertz. 98-pound nerd from New Jersey lands in a vat of toxic waste and becomes a monster.
Dude, such a good
Oh,
movie.
monster
Such a great
superhero.
great
Yeah.
franchise.
So, yeah, like, I've seen that movie at Psycho Cinema one time.
Yep.
And I think she does it, like, annually. So,
Yeah, next time we should try to go out.
yeah, definitely. Because it's been a while for me.
Okay.
Number 8, Watchmen.
Yeah.
2009, Zack Snyder in an alternative 1985 America. Is it 1985?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1985 America. Costume superheroes are part of life. When one of his comrades is murdered, Rorschach whatever, yeah.
Rorschach.
Uncovers a plot to kill and desecrate all past and present superheroes.
Well, dude,
Such a good, I
man.
loved it.
Mhm.
I liked
Everything
the
about
darkness of
yeah.
it. So.
I never saw any of the the series they did. They did Watchmen series on
Oh,
HBO.
that was
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
it didn't get canceled.
I don't know if
They
it was
just didn't
canceled. Or they,
continue it the way
Yeah,
HBO
Yeah.
does shit.
It was good.
it was
It
good.
was so good. I don't know what. Like I waited and waited and waited. We're like, when's it gonna come in?
Yeah,
You
and-
know,
and they-
never did.
They
Never
produced
did.
a
They did. They pulled-
Rorschach book and
Yeah.
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
Watchmen.
Didn't they get added to the DC universe?
Yeah, they're part
Yeah.
of the DC universe.
They got dude. There was full frontal wiener
Mhm.
also in this movie.
That
This
is
I heard.
correct.
Yeah, dude. You know that
From a
movie.
wiener.
Dude, the funniest thing about that, I'll make it real quick, is that Kelly and I watched that with her dad, and he's a very, very conservative gentleman in all senses. And and then the sex scene came on, and it was just like probably one of the single most uncomfortable moments in our relationship ever. So I know Kelly's watching and probably cracking up about it right now. All right. Anyways, penises and that's it.
You should binge watch Oz with him.
Oh.
I've seen every episode of Oz. Actually.
That's a great show.
We should
All
watch it.
right, number 7, Spiral or Uzumaki. That's 2000. That's Hiju Thinki's film. I think I probably butchered that name, but that's okay. Based on Junji Ito's manga, the film takes place in a town plagued by mysterious curse involving spirals. I own all of his books, and I am super, super excited for the new installment that's going to be released on Netflix this year. I believe this year. So, yeah, look out for
Nice.
that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, check it out. But Spiral, the one that I'm referring to, is actual like a movie, and I think we actually watched one of his films, like a couple of months ago. Tomie. I love that movie. So good, so good. Number 6, Arch Enemy, 2020. Adam Mortimer was the director of this one. Teen meets a mysterious man who claims he has lost his superpowers after arriving from another dimension. They team up to wipe out vicious crime boss and his drug syndicate in their little town. Really good movie. I loved it. I think we actually went to Psycho Cinema to see that film. And I was expecting something different, but was pleasantly surprised. It was a really good movie. You guys should check that out. It's on Prime right now. Number 5. You'll appreciate this one too. Heavy Metal, 1981, directed by actually 10 different people.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to name them here. A glowing orb that embodies the ultimate evil terrorizes a young girl with an anthology of bizarre stories, and ultimately she becomes this superhero at the end of that. So, I mean, everybody's seen Heavy Metal.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the second one. It's okay, but it's
Heavy
not,
Metal 2000. I
Yeah,
guess?
yeah, that's not as good as the
The
first
South
one.
Park the South Park episode when they do the
Chasing the Dragon.
They do the
Yeah, I've
when
never
when
seen that one.
Yeah, when he's huffing cat piss. Cheesing.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Okay, number 4, Creep Show, 1982. George Romero.
Mhm.
I watched that this morning.
Yep.
Really?
I swear to God, I watched that this morning.
You know, I didn't know there was like a third one. I saw
Yeah.
the third one the other day. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Also, there's a show on Shudder. I think they have like 3 seasons of Creep Show right now.
And
Really
they
good.
currently have a comic book series going again.
It is 5 short tales, bookended by the prologue and epilogue scenes featuring a boy named Billy, who is punished by his abusive father for reading those comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Very-
gets it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Number 3, 30 Days of Night, 2007.
Nice.
Based on the comic book miniseries, David Slade, an Alaskan town, is beset by vampires as it enters into its 30-day polar night. I love that movie. I just recently watched a movie with I can't think of his name.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that one too.
He's so
He was in. He is dreamy, but I'm talking about the villain in 30 Days of Night. He was in The New Crow as the villain as well.
Yes.
Very good.
He plays a good bad guy.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, number 2. This probably should have been my number 1 because I love this movie. The Joker.
Yes.
That's 2019, directed by Todd Phillips. Forever alone, failed comedian Arthur Fleck seeks connection as he walks the streets of Gotham. Isolated and bullied, he begins his descent into madness. So I absolutely adore that movie, and I am so excited for the new one because I fucking love, like, that's my guilty pleasure a lot. Lady Gaga.
I
like,
love.
Oh
her,
God, I like.
watched
I
the
cannot
Monster
wait.
Ball. I watched the Monster Ball DVD a couple days ago. Actually, I love Lady Gaga as
Yeah,
well.
You know,
Can't fuck with
she's
Gaga.
fantastic.
Todd Phillips, the director of The Joker, you know what his first movie was?
What's that?
Hated the documentary about Gigi Allen.
What?
Yes. That was the very first thing he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird. That's like.
It
it's
makes
like a
sense.
Strange. Yeah. All right, number 1. Can you guys guess what my number 1 was? I know you already know because I sent you.
Yeah.
What
I-
number?
Can I guess? Spawn?
No, actually, it's not. I like the comic. I hated that movie. So my favorite is The Crow.
Yeah.
The original one?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah.
1994, directed by Alex Proyas. A night before his wedding, Draven and his fiancée are murdered by a gang. Eric rises from the grave and assumes the Crow, supernatural avenger, tracking down all who are responsible for this heinous act. I've seen like the new one, and the new one does have a lot more of the comic in it, but it's just not as good. It's just not as good.
Right.
And I don't know if it was because of like a little bit of the cheesiness to it, but
Well,
the only thing that I'll give it credit for, the kill scenes.
Well, yeah, they're more violent, more like.
Yeah, chef's kiss. Like they did a great job with that. Like absolutely. But like the intermediate, like
Yeah, the
underworld.
actual story
Yeah.
left
wasn't
a
feeling
little bit
it.
to desire. It also wasn't as dark in terms of like the
Yeah.
way it was filmed. Like the original Crow movie reminded me of the comic books because it was black and white. It reminded me of like they always just look dark. Like you're in a room with like a lamp that's like
Right.
in the corner. And that's the way like
Shadowy.
yeah, like also when he chased down people when they were in cars in the first Crow, that shit was badass.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so while he got killed on the set of the
Yeah.
sequel, that is
Yeah.
even more crazy.
And all the subsequent films were like they're actually not bad.
Nah.
I actually watched all of them the other day
The only
after
one
watching the new one.
I didn't
and-
like Crow 2, but it was just because like, you know, the subsequent ones I didn't mind as much, but that first one it was like, it's not him. And plus the first movie had the greatest soundtrack ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This new one soundtrack
Yeah, it
is
did.
on point.
It had
yeah.
Enya.
Yeah, it had the Enya song that played. That song is featured in Sleepwalkers in Stephen King's
Yep.
Sleepwalkers. So I love that song anyway because it's just like a creepy song. But it played Joy Division. Like what? It played Joy Division in that, and I loved like come on now. Like I heard it. I was like, hey. Great soundtrack. So I have it on my Spotify list right now. But great movie. Honorable mentions: Brightburn.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I love Superman, and
He fuck his
evil
dad up.
Superman is just tantalizing. I love that shit. Another one was Spawn, just because like I like Spawn. Those are the only
They're
two.
gonna make
other-
a new Spawn.
Blade.
Yeah. Blade, so I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan
Oh,
of
man.
Blade.
The
No,
first
I
one was
wasn't.
good. I thought.
It's just too
Yeah.
karate-like,
It-
you
it-
know, like
one of
Oh,
the-
yeah.
it's not my
One of the
thing.
greatest openings of a movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The blood
And he
rave.
always,
Yeah.
motherfucker always trying to ice skate uphill.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's still trying to ice skate uphill.
Mm.
He did look whack in the new Deadpool, like because he's old now. He's like lost all his body mass, so he just looked. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, is this body double? Did they CGI his face on somebody else? What the fuck's going on?
It was still good to see him though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You know-
those are my recommendations. If you guys have superhero, comic book, anything like that, let us know in the chats what your favorite ones are.
Men in Black.
Yeah, that's a great, actually,
Yeah,
a great
like-
comic
Yeah.
book series.
But it's not a horror movie,
Yeah, it's
so
not.
it doesn't count.
It depends on what end
you.
you're on. I mean,
Yeah, really. If you're one of
Yeah,
the
that's
aliens
true.
that's getting smoked, it's scary.
It did have a person
so-
wearing a bug wearing human skin the whole movie though. So
Yeah, it was
right.
Vincent
Yeah.
D'Onofrio, dude.
Yeah.
That's the Kingpin right there.
He played Thor in Adventures in Babysitting, which I also
Oh,
watched
yeah.
today. Yeah, that's really weird.
You've
But
been busy with the movies today.
you know what I did? I got really busy with the movies. So Kelly and I last week on a very interesting bipolar manic swing decision decided to take on a dog that we had seen advertised at the Humane Society, and
Oh.
she had and so we just called just like out of curiosity or texted them or whatever, messaged them, slid in their DMs, and we were like, hey, what's up with this dog, both of us, and then they responded, hey, we had to remove both of her eyeballs, and she got spayed. And so if you guys could take her on to foster immediately, that would be terrific. And there's a no-brainer for us because, like, you know, the math on it for me was, like, this dog just got its eyeballs taken out and a hysterectomy, and they're going to throw it in dog jail. Like, fuck that, dude. Like, can't let the homie go down like that. So went and picked her up, and so her favorite place in the world is our bed because it smells like her mom and dad. And her new mom and dad, and so we sat in bed and I watched a slew of movies, Creepshow being one of them. I have the proof on my phone to show you that because I took a picture. I actually posted the picture as part of the post I made earlier. But I watched Creepshow, Adventures in Babysitting, Above the Law with Steven Seagal, and
funniest running ever filmed.
and what else? And then I started another one, but I can't remember off the top. But it's on the picture. But anyways, yeah, dude. Yeah, so anyways, so the doggy, so she's amazing, and so I just want to plug the fact that we took on this awesome dog. I want to talk about my dog. All right, I want to talk about my dog, and then also talk about these amazing socks that I got, and I got inspired to wear horror socks because Lita's wearing horror socks too, and so we are kind of got some cool socks with horror stuff.
We're the
And
Team Cool Socks.
Nice.
these are from I got these at Main Street Geek.
Hells yeah.
Yep, I re-upped my sock drawer last week. It was amazing.
But yeah, we
Bought a
also have
couple.
socks.
Yeah.
Yes, they also sell socks.
I actually bought like a 5-pack of different Flash socks for my daughter for Christmas one year from you guys.
Nice.
And she definitely took them and then told me which Flash it was, and I was like, oh god damn it.
Here we go.
I hate DC Comics. Stop talking about it. What's the best-selling brand? Is it Marvel or DC?
For us, it's Marvel.
Marvel, definitely.
Yeah,
Marvel.
we've
Good.
got more, and our DC sales are probably even behind like our Image sales at times.
So Image is
Yeah.
bigger now.
Yeah, well, as far as here,
Ah.
I mean, there's plenty of DC fans around, but you know, we've only been here, 3 years, so we do have people that come in that already have pull lists for over at Four Color Fantasies, and occasionally they'll pick some stuff up
Yeah.
from us. But we're not trying to poach any
Right.
customers, but
Oh yeah.
you know,
We fully appreciate that people remain loyal to their
Oh, yeah.
original shop, but they might still, live in Front Royal, and they're so excited that there's a store here. They'll have like a couple things that we pull for them, and they still have their, so
I know when I was
they're
younger,
spreading the love.
my comic book store moved from like some old musty shop to like a mall store,
mhm.
and I remember being like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like what? I can't. It's not dim in here anymore. It's not a flickering fluorescent bulb above like fucking the X titles.
I used to go to Comics Etc. in Herndon. That was my go-to shop. So, just a quick question. It's like it's on the comics. If it has the emblem of a superhero on it, that's a comic book store release, and if it's a newsstand, it has a barcode. Is that
Okay.
Direct release. Or
So
direct?
they all have barcodes now. There's very few newsstands anymore because
Sure.
that's a
Yeah.
part of history right there.
Yeah.
But most comics are direct sales, and it will say it on the barcode. It will say direct sales,
All right.
and you're going to get them through shops. If you find a convenience store that still has comic books for sale, they're probably old ass comic books. You might want to buy them. But yeah, there's very few. If you go back, the telltale signs of when that started changing was around late 70s, early 80s. You started seeing where the barcode was at. It would be a hero's image.
Like Spider-Man or
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
or there would be a line through the barcode. They actually put a solid line through it. it's like I said, it's changed. Most comics you're either going to get them at a comic book store or you can still order subscriptions and stuff.
Does anybody use the comic code anymore? Is there like a brand that uses it, or once it went like the two majors stop using it?
No, that's pretty much nowadays it's. I would say there's a lot more adult themes in comics, a lot more gore than you would.
Yeah, I did notice the newer like Wolverine or X-Men,
Yeah.
like when Wolverine stabs somebody, it's definitely like bloody instead of.
Oh, yeah.
Blood Hunt series, which was
Yeah.
that
There was a because right before Blood Hunt, Wolverine went through a series. It was just fighting Sabretooth and all that, and there was a point where Wolverine was kind of like tied up in this position, and he basically cut his own hands and feet off to get away.
That's awesome.
So, and that was pretty. Yeah, there's kind of hard to hide that.
The one thing I have noticed with the newer versions of Wolverine is he has an adamantium skeleton, but he seems to lose body parts. But then when they grow back, they have adamantium in them. I never understood that.
Well,
Magic.
it's the reasoning behind that is that the adamantium's on the bones, but it's not on the ligaments and stuff. So you can still cut through your wrist
And just put the hand back.
and just put the hand back and it'll grow back and it'll reattach. Yeah.
Magic.
Pop that right back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I definitely I've seen a bunch of stuff about Sabretooth and like how Wolverine was fighting him over a bunch of comic books, but I never read any of them. So.
They're always fighting though. That's brothers for you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one that I really read was before Wolverine turned into the more feral version, and he right before he went to Age of Apocalypse, and he stabbed Sabretooth with his middle claw through the skull, or through his brain, and he was like a vegetable. So when I saw Sabretooth walking around smart again, I was like, "What the fuck's going on? I'm so out of touch." So what you guys still do Comic Cons and stuff like that? Is that
We do. I was just at Dragon Con at the end of August, or the Labor Day weekend. We do some local stuff. I do a couple of times a year in Roanoke, Virginia, Big Lick Comic Con. They have a sister show over in Dulles. Haven't done that one yet. We do Steel City Con 3 times a year. Still a good place. But also, yeah, speaking of Monroeville, we were talking about that earlier. The mall there, that was the where they shot
Night of the Living Dead?
No,
Or
was it
Dawn of the Dead?
Dawn of the Dead, the original.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But no, it's an interesting little town in a mall that's dying that doesn't take advantage of its history and stuff.
Yeah, but it's a good show to go to if you want to meet celebrities, because it's really like heavy-handed with the
20
celebrity
to 30
guests.
celebrities.
Yeah. Like, gosh, Martin Sheen.
Martin
was there.
Sheen, shout out Martin
Hey.
Sheen.
Hey.
Martin Sheen, come on
That's
Helltown
right.
Radio sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who did I see?
Weird Al was there.
Weird
Yes.
Al, yeah.
Oh, speaking of Steel City, you should tell your Ric Flair story.
Oh, yeah, I was to say Ric Flair was there a couple shows ago.
Was he like, hey,
I
you
have
want
a
to go
Ric
take
Flair-
boner pills in a hotel room, young lady?
you ever heard of cocaine?
No, see, I had met Ric Flair many, many years ago. I worked at a hotel in Tampa, Florida, and we had a lot of wrestlers that came to that hotel. It was that kind of the golden age of wrestling in Florida, I guess, and
Which is still thriving, by the way.
of course, yes. But a lot of them came there because George Steinbrenner owned the hotel that I worked at. So for some, I guess celebrities go to celebrity-owned businesses, But anyhow, a lot of them would hang out there, and the Ric Flair was a regular because there was a hair salon in the hotel, and he went there like every couple weeks. I don't know, get his roots done, I guess, make sure. And I, we'd all met him, and he'd come in and say hello to everybody. Well, that was the extent of my knowledge of him. Just hello, goodbye, how you doing, whatever. Until last year, I saw him at that Steel City Con, and you wanted me to have him sign something, I guess.
Yeah, I've got a 4-packet of 4 Horsemen, and I'm getting them all to sign. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there with the, this pack of figures. And
she's much better to look at than I am. So.
Well, whatever. So I'm just making small talk with him, and I said, I mentioned I don't know if you remember the hotel, and I mentioned the name of it, and it no longer exists. But, and I told him about it. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember hanging out there back in the day, no. He's going on about it, and he looks at me, and he goes, wait a second. He goes, did we?
You should have said yes.
Yeah, I would have.
Like you owe me 20 years of child support,
Yes.
sir.
I waited. It was a nice long pause. I just looked at him and I'm like, no, no. Absolutely. I didn't go, absolutely. But he just looks, so he smiled and laughed, and you could see like his handlers that were there with him, they were all like on pins and needles just waiting for my answer, So
They're like, turn the rapiness down, bro.
yeah. So he finished doing his signing. Yeah.
It's like they have no side effects.
And you'd be like, yes, and you never called me back, you fucking asshole.
No, I just get my phone out, and this is our son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at Rick Jr.
Yes.
Little woo.
Why is he black though?
Damn it.
Whoops.
So we're about to wrap up. Where can people go to see all of your wares at Main Street Geek?
Main Street. No, we are 301 East Main Street, at the corner of Main Street and Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
If you see our logo, it does incorporate the clouds from Cloud Street.
Yeah.
So, for those that can't read, they should be able to identify it.
Yeah, we have visual confirmation
Yes.
of our
Location.
Yes.
So, and I just want to quick, this Wednesday is National Comic Book Day.
Yes. They like to do national Batman Day was last Saturday.
Mhm.
National Comic Book Day is this Wednesday, and then Saturday is local comic shop day.
Yeah.
So
Hell
tomorrow's National Comic Book Day.
Yeah,
That
so
is
we're
correct.
just going to have a
Bet.
comic book week.
Yeah.
At the store.
Cool.
There'll be tomorrow. There'll be we'll start some specials and stuff. So
You open at noon, right?
yeah, we open
That
at
is
noon.
correct.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll see you
Just
down
bring
there.
your paycheck,
All right.
Womp, womp, womp.
and your significant other will still continue to not talk to me.
She's watching, Charles. Shh, he's just kidding. It's a parody.
We don't sell comic books now.
Mhm.
You sell experiences, you sell memories, and you're doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
Just by the way,
So go over
Thank
to
you.
Main
As-
Street Geek for all your needs, whether it's a cup that says like I drink and know things.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that
Yeah.
wine glass.
Yeah.
I'm buying that
Yeah.
shit, dude. I've went there the last few times, like, I want that glass. That glass is mine.
I will continue. I will continue to make very prudent business investments through your company.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your brokerage to me and to the artistic community.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the best way I can church up what I do when I go there, because really I'm just like, oh, sweet comic books. Like I can have things.
My precious.
Yeah, I can hold this in my hand. Yeah, but thank you very much for what you guys do. Just on another level is that I think the element that you bring to Main Street, which is awesome, is it's a niche retail place. You guys took a big risk. I mean, it's a very, very risky venture to go into the type of business that you're in, and you're doing well with it. And it's very cool because it's not just like another. I'm not gonna get negative, but not one of the other cliched things you'd see on Main Street. So very awesome to have you guys to do that, and I think it's encouraging for other people to take a look at this. If you have a passion, you want to turn it into a business, go to Main Street. They're doing it. You could do it too. I don't know.
Can I drop one more name real fast?
Drop it, man.
All right. So there was a gentleman by the name of Matt Wagner. He's from Front Royal. He created a comic book character called Grendel,
Yeah.
who recently dropped a limited issue series. And when it was coming out, I found him. I Facebook stalked him,
Yeah.
and
He
I
lives
messaged him.
Lives in Oregon
And
now.
he lives all
Yeah.
the way. Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, is it all right if we mention you when the comic book comes out for the locals and stuff?" And he was like, his reply was, I can't believe there's a fucking comic book store in my hometown. And it's like, sure, say whatever you want to.
That's
So-
awesome, dude.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
The creator of Grindel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've
Uh-huh.
got
Graduated from Warren County High School.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I found him actually. I at the Heritage Society. I looked at some old yearbooks and I found him, and he was his senior class president.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he can draw and he's
Yeah.
smart.
Nerd.
That's when that word really meant something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Back in the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, back when a wedgie was a wedgie. You know what I mean?
Swirlies were swirlies, wedgies were wedgies.
Oh, and I got more names to drop real fast because
Do it.
you know, when we're doing special things like Free Comic Book Day and the first Saturday of May, we have, you know, local friends, Drew Johnson and Casey Johnson. He's a comic book artist we've had in the store along with his wife. She works on The Simpsons. You can plan on seeing them again in the store real soon. We had them at SammyCon. I think he sold a boatload of original artwork
He
and
did.
stuff. And she sketched out a lot of cards. And we've got a couple new artists, or not new, but new people in the area that are comic book creators. One just recently bought a house on Nob Hill. So, I mean, we're a destination because I guess LA is too expensive now.
Yeah.
Yes. And it smells.
We have mountains. I mean, I guess like
We have fresh air.
Yeah, it doesn't smell.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's Canadian wildfires, then it smells like trash heaps. All right.
All right. What do you have to say?
All right, you can catch me at the Catamount Lounge. I will be temporarily hosting open mics there while Chris does a bunch of other cool stuff that he does. I'll be there also bartending there the other nights of the week, except for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'll be doing some comedy, I think, tomorrow night at the Monument. October 19th, we're going to be doing the comedy show at with Black and White at the Catamount. October 20th, I'll be doing a farm to table dinner at the Giving Tree with a good friend of mine, Aubrey.
I just saw
and
that.
Whit Silver, yeah,
that looks
and
good.
yeah, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be really fun. With John Duvall and Alexandra over at the Giving Tree, so that's gonna be cool. So get your tickets. Get online, get your tickets for that. Free shows at the wherever I go, pretty much, because I'm still not worthy of getting paid. But and then also here on Helltown Radio, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're trying to get our subscription rate up so we can get some, exposure, and then
Some free brain vitamins at least.
yeah, some free brain vitamins, maybe some free edibles. We got free comic books today. That's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This
Thank
was super awesome. You guys are seriously
Yes.
right now the best guests that I've ever been on the show for that reason.
Hey.
I'm easily viable. Anyways, that's my rant, and that's also 1,250 milligrams of THC.
that's impressive. I thought you were not going to be able to talk at the end of the show. You're going to be out.
After the
again.
Mike Hasty episode, you shouldn't doubt that his.
Oh.
I know,
Hey.
right? Like you're amazing. Like that's incredible. I'm impressed. I'm officially impressed.
It's just in case I ever get into the position where I meet Joey Diaz and he pulls out one of his
Stars of Death.
his nuclear whatever, Star of Death, whatever. I'll be like, okay, and I'll act like it's all cool, and then I'll just take it, and then he'll just sit there and watch me, and then I'll just be like, yeah, do stuff.
You're gearing up for your
Like,
Joey
let's go eat
Diaz
some wings.
meeting.
Yes, it's good. It's all. I'm manifesting this right now, guys.
It's going to happen.
Lita.
Yes. You can look at my art portfolio on Instagram. That is that is odd, all _. October 12th, you can find me selling and slinging my wares at the Festival of Leaves. You can't miss me. I'm the black tent with the big black banner and a goofy looking snail. That is odd. That's my name. You can also find some of my artwork, or at least one piece, at the Stone Branch Center of Arts. This Friday is the opening for their 10 by 10 show, and I have a piece there too. If you see something that you like, let me know. If you want me to commission me to do something, that would be cool too, because I'm a starving artist and I like money a lot, and I like to buy paint, and I'm almost out of paint. So buy my stuff, please. please, please, please. I do a lot of horror-related artwork right now. So I've got a Shining piece. I'm working on a Pearl piece. I'm working on a Maxine piece. And Near Dark. Come on. Near Dark. Finger licking good. Yes, I'm working on that piece now, too. So you'll be able to view all these amazing creations of mine at the Festival of Leaves this year.
That is awesome.
And the other thing you got.
Oh, yes. Vote for me, the new face of horror. I think we're in the Ouija round or whatever. Like, keep me in the top 10. It is for a good cause. It's for Starlight.
Children's charity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He knows more than I do, like, at this
You
point.
mean the lady from The Boys?
No.
Starlight.
Not the character Starlight, but it's Starlight Children's Foundation.
Yes.
They grant children their wishes, much like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's another one of those.
Yes.
If you
Another
can
one of
go-
those.
Another one
Too
of
good
those
a
Make-A-Wish
piece.
type things.
Right. I mean, and also help me win this photo shoot with Kane Hutter because fucking Kane
wow.
Hutter.
Nice.
Like, come on now, guys.
Oh,
It's
man.
for a good cause. I plan on donating some of that money to the art center. And the more you vote, the better it is for
Yes. If
them
you-
kids out there.
Yes, if you vote, you can vote once a day, every 24 hours, and then every subsequent vote, it's a donation for the Starlight Children's Foundation.
So vote for me.
You
Very
gonna eat
nice.
another
Faces
one?
of Horror.
Goddamn!
No, that's half of one there.
I was waiting for that bell.
Do you have a ride home?
I'm all right.
He's gonna float home.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be like the Burns ghost. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of the best Simpsons episodes
yeah,
ever.
it is. It really is.
Go over to Helltown Radio on everything at Helltown Radio. We'll be on Spotify probably by next week.
Yeah.
All right.
That is
Hey,
awesome.
hold up real quick though, George. I gotta say something, man.
What's that?
Congratulations,
Oh
brother.
Lord!
Yes.
I thought we were
Yeah,
gonna get
all
all
right.
the way through this without
Nah,
talking
and
about
you know
it.
what I did? We made it all the way to here, and you know that I have to make this as awkward as possible. But dude, so George yesterday came out of a 16-year hiatus of performing on stage, singing and playing guitar, and you can catch it on Tina's
Lord, this
Tina
video.
Songbird Marie's video. She has it on her page. George played it's one of his original songs. It was very emotionally invoking. It was very well sung, very well played. It was highly impressive. Everybody actually was like, wow, Kyle, everybody was just like, yo, this guy's fucking rad, dude.
That's probably just because I ended it with a chorus from a Coheed and Cambria song. I was like, oh, I'm fucking up my own shit.
Well,
Just
it sounded great, dude. It was for, hey, man, I was highly impressed. But anyways,
Yeah.
I just want to bring that up. And so if you guys come out on Monday nights to the Catamount Lounge for open mic, it's great. We're going to have some more comedians coming in. We're going to have some more musicians coming in. Maybe we'll have some people dressed up as comic book people coming in.
You know what
Never
I'll
know.
say happened that night? That don't ever chase
Oh,
two
yeah.
young girls down the street and expect grown men not to chase you. That's all I'm gonna say.
George, to be real, George left the chart. Like, I saw it happening. We were outside, and some girls were like, "Help, help!" And this guy, a larger teenager, was chasing two teenage girls. And so George snaps too. I'm like, God damn it, man! I was like, fuck. I did it because I just didn't want to look like a total dick. I had no intention of actually physically accosting anybody. I was just gonna be in the background, like, yeah, motherfucker, see what you did? See what you did, George?
Yeah, you stay down.
That's my friend. He got you.
Oh, dude, that kid was us.
You're lucky I'm over here.
He was a step over the fucking curb away from getting kicked in the small of the back.
He came back and apologized, though.
Oh yeah, that was good. My adrenaline was still up. I didn't want to make eye contact. But yeah,
So you were like the little dog in that cartoon. It's like,
he-
Spike, come on, Spike.
to Chris's,
Yeah.
Chris will downplay what he did. He was definitely flanking, so I could see him out of my peripheral. I was like, oh, this guy's not getting away.
Oh,
we
man,
we
yeah,
got
it was-
him. Yeah, that's
But-
weird.
That was the
to-
most.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
It's like-
most I've ran in 10 years.
I didn't think about it until I got close,
Eighth of
and
a
I was,
city block.
I was wearing dress shoes. I was like, oh, this is a bad look. If I stop and it's raining, I'm gonna skid all over this motherfucker.
Slide.
Thank you guys for coming again.
Yeah,
And
that was
thank
so
you
much.
all-
Thank you for everything, for the comics. Thanks
Yeah.
for everything you do. Thanks for being
Thanks for
amazing
being here
people.
in town.
Thanks for being awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you for inviting us.
Yep.
Next week, who do we have, Chris?
Next week is the 1st of October, correct?
Yes.
And that's part 2 of the Mike Hasty saga.
Oh, wow.
We'll be entering the year 1975, and we'll be bringing it all the way into 2025. It's going to be fantastic. Mike Hasty, definitely our most prolific of guests, and we're all looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man.
I think everybody is looking forward to it.
I'm going to go get, you know what I'm going to do on the way in? I'm going to grab, number 1, I got a present for him, and then number 2, I'm going to get us some popcorn and drinks from the movies, and we're going to sit around and listen to the Forrest Gump of, the psychedelic Forrest Gump himself. Mike Hasty, yeah.
I love that.
Following week, I believe we have, and then we have following week we have the whole Ox.
That's
Derek
gonna
and
be
Amanda.
spectacular.
Yeah, man. Hopefully they'll bring charcuterie. Wink, wink.
Bring
nudge,
some bone
nudge.
marrow.
Bring all of it. Bring tongue.
Oh, dude, I'll eat tongue on air.
Oh man, I'm thinking of all of the horror movies that are like
Meat based.
Tongue based.
yeah,
Hotel Hell.
All
It's gonna be
right.
so good.
See you guys next week.